of the foot. This is the plantar aponeurosis covering the flexor digitorum brevis. The aponeurosis begins behind at the calcaneus and extends distally to be attached by 5 slips into the sides of the metatarsophalangeal joints. At its lateral edge, it gives a lateral septum, and at its medial edge, it gives a medial septum. These septa dip into the sole to divide it into 3 compartments: medial, intermediate, and lateral. The sole is formed of 4 layers of muscles, the first of which consists of 3 muscles. These are the abductor hallucis, flexor digitorum brevis, and abductor digiti minimi. This is the abductor hallucis on the medial side, and this is the abductor digiti minimi on the lateral side. This is the flexor digitorum brevis, lying immediately beneath the plantar aponeurosis. It arises posteriorly from the calcaneus and extends anteriorly, where it divides into 4 slender tendons to the lateral 4 toes. By reflecting the flexor digitorum brevis, the second layer of the sole of the foot is exposed. This layer consists of the tendon of the flexor digitorum longus, the tendon of the flexor hallucis longus, the accessorius muscle, and the 4 lumbricals. These are the 4 lumbricals: the first, the second, the third, and the 4th. They arise from the 4 tendons of the flexor digitorum longus. This is the accessorius muscle, extending between the calcaneus posteriorly and the tendon of the flexor digitorum longus anteriorly. Note that the lateral plantar nerve and the vessels run over its surface. The muscle arises by 2 heads, which embrace the calcanean tuberosity. This is its medial head, and this is its lateral head. It is inserted into the tendon of the flexor digitorum longus. Note also that the tendon of flexor digitorum longus crosses the tendon of the flexor hallucis longus from below and are fused together at the point of crossing. This is the lateral plantar nerve accompanied by the lateral plantar vessels. They run over the surface of the flexor accessorius towards the base of the 5th metatarsal bone. In this part of their course, they run between the first and second layers of the sole. At the base of the 5th metatarsal bone, The lateral plantar nerve and lateral plantar artery give deep and superficial branches. This is the deep branch of the nerve, and this is the deep branch of the artery. The deep branches dip into the soul between the third and the fourth layers, where the artery forms the plantar arch. This is the superficial branch of the nerve. The superficial branch of the artery has been cut. This is the medial plantar nerve and artery. They run straight forwards to the interval between the first and second toes. In the interval between the abductor hallucis medially and the flexor digitorum brevis laterally. This is the tendon of the flexor hallucis longus muscle running forwards to its insertion into the base of the terminal phalanx of the big toe. It lies over the flexor hallucis brevis. This is the flexor hallucis brevis, which is one of the muscles of the third layer of the sole. By reflecting the tendon of the flexor digitorum longus, the third layer of the sole is displayed. This is the third layer of the sole. It is formed of three muscles: the flexor hallucis brevis medially, the flexor digiti minimi laterally, and the adductor hallucis in between. The flexor hallucis brevis has two heads of insertion, a medial head and a lateral head. The medial head is inserted in common with the tendon of the abductor hallucis. The lateral head is inserted with the tendon of the adductor hallucis. This is the adductor hallucis, and this is its oblique head, which is the main head, and this is its transverse head. The two heads of origin join each other and are inserted in common with the lateral head of the flexor hallucis brevis. The flexor digiti minimi is related to the fifth metatarsal bone. This is the deep plantar arch, which is the continuation of the deep branch of the lateral plantar artery. It runs from lateral to medial, deep to the adductor hallucis, that's to say, deep to the third layer of the sole. It ends medially by joining the termination of the dorsalis pedis artery. In the concavity of this plantar arch lies the deep branch of the lateral plantar nerve. The fourth layer consists mainly of the interossei and the tendons of the peroneus longus and tibialis posterior muscles. These are the interossei. This is the tendon of the peroneus longus crossing the sole of the foot from lateral to medial, and it is covered by the long plantar ligament. This is the long plantar ligament which is cut to expose the tendon of the peroneus longus.